Hi guys, we're the Harte Sisters.
I'm Talia.
And I'm Julia.
And this is our Adidas Real Strength episode.
So we put together a little lower body strength workout for you guys to try.
This is 4 essential leg exercises to strengthen your lower body that we do in our routine as well.
So we're going to take you through them now. So this is us just warming up, doing a bit of hip mobility, some dynamic stretches.
We're doing the hip openers in this one. And it's really like opening the hips up, increasing our range of mobility. And it's also doing our hamstrings here. It's a dynamic stretch for hamstrings. We're going straight into Cossack squats. So this is again for hip, but it's also for inner thigh. We're just getting some like oxygen into our muscles and really getting them moving so that we're prepared. So here we're doing the squat rotations. This opens your hips up, but it also opens your back up as well. This is really important. This has helped me with my squat dip quite a lot.
These are essential, so do definitely try them before you work out or even when you're not working out.
It's just so you're feeling good, like stretched out, warmed up, and you're ready to go.
You're good to go.
So after the warm up, we are grabbing our favourite shoes. These are the Dropset 3s. Obviously it's important to warm up, it's important to like feel comfortable in your clothes, but the shoes that you put on, they're also really important.
Vital.
And now you're ready to exercise. So our first move today is step ups.
It's like a brutal exercise, but favourite for strength, shall we say. Let's not say it's a favourite exercise.
We have many brutal exercises. This is just one of them, but this is my favourite one to do. So step ups are a compound exercise. Now let me tell you what that means. It means it works more than one muscle. So we're working our quads, we're working our glutes, we're working our hamstrings, we're working our calves. We are also working our core. This exercise is performed on one leg. You're not stable the whole time, so you are also working your balance. It is incorporating so many different things into one move. This is why it's like one of my favourite exercises. And there are so many different ways that you can do this.
Yeah, like you can see us just using like body weight to begin with. You can also lower the bench, you can get it higher. It's completely tailored to you. So if you want to do it at home, like it's possible to do it at home. You can get a chair.
Use a sofa, use a chair, use anything you can find.
You can do anything. And like,
use your stairs.
Yeah, that's true. You can also use your stairs. And also, if you don't have weights at home, you can use like a water bottle, you can use a backpack with things filled in it. But yeah, like it's literally the possibility is endless.
Yeah, this is why it's one of our favourites, honestly. You can do so much. So obviously we did body weight, and then we're going to move on. You can see us use dumbbells, kettlebells. We're using 2, and this because you can stabilise yourself with 2. And if you prefer to use 1, so like hold the kettlebell in your hand or just hold the dumbbell in your hand, you can. But what I would say is 2 will definitely stabilise you out. And again, if you want to use weights but you're not comfortable with the height of the box, like you can change the box, you can use a lower box, whatever is comfortable to you. But you can completely choose like what weights you want. I mean, we don't always do the same thing, do we?
No, like sometimes we go really heavy with step ups, sometimes we take the weight down.
Sometimes we use dumbbells, and then sometimes we use the barbell.
Yeah, like I would say barbell is probably the main way we train step ups, but it's not always the way. And like as you can see, we're using a barbell now, but what I will say is with the barbell, it's definitely more, or should I say definitely less stable than using dumbbells or like kettlebells, just because with the dumbbells you've got 2, so you've got it evening each other out. It's
also down by your legs, they're not above your like shoulders. So the barbell's definitely more unstable. But it's also really good if you want to lift heavy, like if you want to increase your stability. It's going to challenge you in so many different ways that you didn't even know you wanted to be challenged.
Yeah, for sure. But you also walk away with it with, like, not regret. Let's not say regret, but let's say pain.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, all of the exercises, they are going to work those muscles really hard, but they are so worth it, and this is one that you should definitely add.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so our second exercise we are going to show you is lunges. We have 3 different variations of these, and again, lunges are a compound move.
Our favourites?
Our favourites. These are going to work your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your calf, but you also do have the stability element again. That front foot, you're going to rely on that for your stability, and it is so important to have a good pair of shoes to make sure that you're stable. The Dropset 3s are going to help you with that. They're flat and they'll make sure your foot stays just on the ground and like really, really stable. Especially that's like super important for those knees. You do not want them like falling all over the place.
Yeah, like it's super important before you even go into weights is get that practice of the movement and used to it, so you know that you're stable before you start lifting anything heavy.
So the first variation we're going to show you is the forward lunge. You can do this body weight, you can do this with dumbbells, you can do this with kettlebells, you can do this with barbells. We choose to do them with dumbbells or barbells just because we're going quite heavy with them. But this is our favourite move. We do this every week on the days that we're not doing step ups. Lunges is really, really like important in our routine.
Yeah, it is.
And then the second variation that we're moving on to is the lateral lunge. This is not my favourite exercise.
It's not, and you won't see us having this in our routine every week.
Maybe every other week.
But yeah, we do get these in our routine, but we tend to use more dumbbells in this one.
Yeah, the barbells, you're going to take people out from the side.
Yeah.
You can do a body weight, you can do it with dumbbells, you can do it with kettlebells. Like, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, the barbell's definitely going to need lots of space, so please make sure you have them when you do it. But again, this is working all of the same muscles, like really, really working those like glutes and hips in there for the lateral lunge. And again, you're going to need your stability on the side when you go over it. It's a single leg movement. You're always going to need your stability on the single leg movements. And yeah, like that one's a super, super important one if you do want to do like lateral movements and really, really like get into your hips and glutes. But
that brings you back to from the first bit we did. Like, that's why the mobility part is so important.
That's where like you will not get that range of motion if you've not like warmed up, especially to the side. Your hips need to be warmed up for this one. Last one is a reverse lunge. Again, compound move, still works the same muscles, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves. But the stability element is at the back rather than the front. So that back foot is what's like really gonna keep you stable.
Yeah, including your core.
Yeah,
like, your core is super important in all of these movements we're doing as
all
well.
Compound moves.
It's gonna work your core doing this. So yeah, like stability is a huge thing in these movements.
So you've got the variations, you've got the body weight, you've got the dumbbells, you've got the kettlebells.
You can get a lot more weight on it if you want to, if you're using a barbell.
Let's increase the burn with the barbell. So all these movements, you choose which ones you want to do, which variation you want to do. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving on to deadlifts, and we have a few variations of this one. So the first one we're going to show you is the standard conventional deadlifts that we do every week. Deadlifts are a compound exercise. Again, love our compound exercises. Okay, but we are working...
Getting the theme here.
Yeah, getting the theme, but we're working a lot in here, okay? We are working our glutes, we are working our hamstrings, we're working our back. We have moved on to working our lower back a little bit in these deadlifts, okay? So it's really, really, really going to get your strength up in that posterior chain, so your glutes, your hamstrings, your back. And we're also working our core in this one. You have to have a very strong, tight core when you're lifting this up, because otherwise you are really not going to have a good time. You're going to hurt your back. So please engage your core when you're doing this. And we are going to work all of those posterior chain muscles in this. The deadlift is the one that we use the most.
Yeah, I would say we do include it a lot. Like, even if it's not conventional, we do variations of them. But yeah, we do include them a lot in our workouts.
Like, we're moving on to the Romanian deadlifts. So the main difference between the conventional deadlift and the Romanian deadlift is you've got more of like a hip hinge with the Romanian deadlift. You keep your legs a lot straighter, so we are targeting the glutes and the hamstrings much more than you are in the first move. So if you just want not so much of your lower back, but more of the glutes and the hamstrings, this is really, really, really where you target this, is the Romanian deadlift. I think that's one that everyone loves.
Yeah, again, love is a very strong word, but you know.
Okay, when you get to the end of your sets and reps, you're really like struggling, and then I think you probably hate the exercise.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very, very good one if you really, really want to target that hamstrings and glutes.
No, it is very, very good.
You really feel the burn, especially the top of the glutes, you're feeling the burn.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're feeling brave, then move on to the last variation that we have. They're single leg deadlifts. We have 2 different variations here. So I am performing the B stance. So I have got my leg behind me for stability. I'm really, really, really working those hamstrings and glutes on that one leg. Like if you really, really want not to be able to walk the next day, this is how you do it. So that one leg is really going to keep me stable.
I know we've spoken so much about stability, but again, I feel like this exercise out of all the ones we've done is the biggest one.
Like this is where you work out how strong your hamstrings and your glutes are. Those hamstrings are hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, and how good of balance you have.
Yeah.
Like this is a real test.
If you see that foot, it's not moving. Like you really have to have that balance, but you also have to have those shoes. Like that shoe needs to keep your foot in the one place. You cannot be falling all over the place. Like the exercise is not going to be performed correctly.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is my favourite. I'll choose to do the single leg just because I just feel it really, really targets you the most.
Yeah, I guess that.
Without being able to, like, you don't have to have a really, really heavy bar for you to really feel this one. Yeah, definitely give it a try if you're feeling brave.
The exercise should come with a warning.
Yeah. You might not be able to walk.
Cannot walk downstairs for the rest of the week. But yeah, that one is a very good one. And that is all the variations of deadlifts that we recommend.